You know when the hair in the beard has been trimmed for a video, it's gonna be a banger, okay? Welcome back to Treasure Theory. Guys, today is gonna be a really important video because we're gonna be taking a look at sealed product, more specifically booster boxes. There's a couple of very important things I wanna talk to you about today, reflecting on the market, where things are looking down the road, and what you should be currently considering if you're looking at investing in booster boxes and these older sets. So if that all sounds good to you, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Today is my birthday, so I wanted to take a moment out of today to thank you guys so much for the love and support. You guys are super awesome. Every comment I read and every comment matters to me, okay? Even if you kind of hate on me a little bit, which sometimes maybe it's deserved. But if you could leave a like and subscribe, that'd be super great. And of course, you know, Gamer Subs, use code TheoryPapa, get yourself some Gamer Subs, 10% off. You know the deal. All right, guys, without any further ado, let's get into it. So we haven't done a video on sealed booster boxes in a little while now, and I thought it'd be the right time to start discussing this. So as we all know, OP16 is right around the corner, which is kind of hard to believe. I mean, sometimes I really feel like these sets are just like coming out so quick, but then again, Pokemon is no better. Or Magic for that matter. I guess it's just the market we're in, but with that being said, OP17 will soon be out as well, which I believe will be coming out this summer, and that's going to be a very important set. Apparently, I'm hearing it's related to Elbaf, which is going to make people go insane, and if you're worried about spoilers, you should be, because honestly, if Bandai's going to release this stuff, there's nothing you can do about it, so you might want to catch up there. But the point I'm trying to make is that the 4th anniversary set, just like OP13, it's going to be huge, and they're no doubt going to put some insane cards in there. We're probably going to get some crazy mangas. I'm just going to say some names. We might get a Loki manga. We might get an Emu manga. I mean, listen, there's a lot of crazy things to consider. Again, you're going to see it whether you're caught up or not. But regardless, and we could even get some new gold and silver SPs as well. It's really hard to say. But without looking too far ahead, I really wanted to put our focus in on the earliest sets of booster boxes, guys, because listen, so many of us were investing in sealed product. I mean, it's one thing to buy cards and have a collection and stuff like that, but we see in the Pokemon space, this is what people are doing. I mean, people are obviously doing it here. I find the One Piece TCG, because it's so new and early, it's a lot less sophisticated. I mean, there's just so much product, right, in Pokemon. So before we continue, I want to quickly bring your attention to our Lord and Savior of Cardboard, Rudy himself from Alpha Investments. Just really quickly, I want you to hear what he has to say about One Piece right now. And we'll talk about it more in a second.
The quantity of OP08, the worst One Piece set ever, on the open market, compared to today, from then to today, 63% less boxes on the market in less than a year. Literally 6 to 9 months ago. That's over half the quantity of sellers and boxes from the beginning of the year at this point. From the end of last year, or I guess during the bear market and the holiday dip thing, the Q3, Q4, the Black Friday, Cyber Stepsister Tuesday thing. I mean, over 50% drop in OP08. Okay, OP07, same thing. 71% decline in the number of OP07 boxes listed on eBay and TCG Player compared to Q4 of last year.
And, like, how crazy is that? OP07 and OP08, not really the craziest sets, but, you know, from what Rudy is showing us, and, I mean, you should trust Rudy, he's been in this card business for a long time, and I would argue when you see a guy standing in front of 15 feet of stacked cardboard boxes full of cards, you probably should listen. But, yeah, there's, like, a total of 60% less of these boxes from last year on the market, which is just crazy, because, again, these are not really the craziest sets, and yet we're seeing a dramatic drop-off with these products online. And by the way, check out Rudy's channel. Great guy. Love listening to this dude. He's really funny. And he has a lot of great insight too in the cardboard world. But that takes me back to where I originally wanted to go with this. You know, if we're seeing over 60% drop-offs from just 1 year ago of products like OP07 and OP08, I can only imagine the drop-off is significantly higher for the first 5 sets that first came out. We're probably talking 80% plus. Probably even 90. And not to mention, the prices for a lot of these sets have just completely skyrocketed. I mean, good luck getting your hands on even one blue bottom booster box. I mean, just look at the price of this. Almost $6,000 USD just for the booster box. Now, the thing we got to reflect on too is that because it's the very first set, it's just going to have its first mover advantage. We've also got some pretty interesting cards in here, and not to mention the Blue Wave has the pre-errata cards as well, which makes it quite special to investors and collectors alike, because again, you know, those pre-errata cards are only going to be found in blue bottom, not the white bottom. And of course, you know, our first manga with Shanks in here as well, you know, and I regret not getting this manga because I never really liked this Shanks card that much, because it was like, you know, Shanks just looked way more badass later in the series, and of course, like, I get it, it was early on, but, God, you know, it really goes to show you should never trust your feelings about something, you know, you should trust your intuition. And let's move on to, say, OPO2. I mean, we know that OP16 that's coming out is literally reflective of another Paramount War set, and we could see a dramatic price spike in this set. I mean, we can see that the price has actually declined quite a bit. We did see that dramatic jump up, and actually, this is a really great graph here showing us when things really took off in the market in general, because it was basically right before Christmas where we saw things really spike in price. But we can see this is a significantly cheaper box of OPO2 for about $500 USD. And you know, the cards in here are very similar to OPO1. We've also got this Manga Ace card as well, which we've seen steadily go up. I mean, 138% in a year is pretty good if you ask me. Now, obviously, people aren't really focused too much on the other cards. I mean, we're talking about Grails here, and also, you know, SPs and stuff weren't really established yet. I mean, like Bandai was still kind of getting a grasp of what they were doing with the card game. But regardless, you know, these boxes are going to be harder and harder to find as time moves forward. I mean, hell, guys, it's going to be 2027 before we know it, okay? And then it's going to be 2028. We're going to be at, like, OP25. It just really seems like it's going to be really difficult to get these sealed products, right? And I mean, looking at Pillars of Strength here, I've actually found this box to be quite expensive compared to OPO2 and OPO4. But yeah, we can see here it's dropped down in price a little bit too. Coming down to around $550 USD. I see people try to sell this for about $750 Canadian. But yeah, another interesting set. We had different things going on here. We had the interesting looking Wanted posters that I'm not a huge fan of, and all that sort of great stuff. And you know what? I'm just going to say it right now, guys. Mark my words. These Wanted posters are probably going to go up in price because they were the first Wanted posters out there. And this is another example of me saying I don't like something and it doesn't mean anything, right? And that's just a lesson to be taught to anyone. Like, don't let your feelings affect your prospects on stuff like this, because there's value in this whether we like the design or not. And of course, we move to Kingdoms of Intrigue, which I personally think was one of the better sets out of the first four, just in terms of the look of the cards. You know, we got a lot going on here. We've got the Sabo, we've got the beautiful SP sets here. And surprisingly, the Sabo manga has actually surpassed Boa. You know, a few months ago, Boa was the biggest card in the set. So it's interesting to see the market kind of change over time and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, the point I'm really trying to make here, guys, is the first 5 sets are going to be more and more expensive, and they're going to be harder to get as time moves forward. I mean, OPO5 is also just another example of this, because not compared to OPO2 to 4, but to OPO1, this was definitely the next big set. People are trying to sell this box for like $1,400 Canadian, which is like $1,050, $1,100 USD, and it's just painful, right? I would spend that kind of money on the OPO1 the white bottom box, but like as time goes on, these products are going to get more and more expensive, and you're going to miss out on some of the gains. Now, that being said, the whole point of this video, guys, is really highlighting the fact that I really think prices are only getting started. I do suspect we're going to have another leg up very soon. Rudy himself even said that in that video, which you should go check out. And I mean, how can't that be the case? We've got Elbaf currently being animated. We're currently getting those episodes coming out. Oda is literally showing us the ending of Elbaf right now. Like, we're in the middle of the final fight. Things are really happening. The story's not over yet. I mean, there's a movie coming out soon. The live action season 3 is probably going to come out next year. I mean, it's just absolutely insane what's coming down the pipeline in the One Piece IP, you know, and there's still so much more to consider as well. Regardless how you feel about the cards that come in this set, guys, I really do think now is the time to get ahead of this sealed product stuff and start strategizing right now. Again, not financial advice, but looking at Pokemon, I think it's a pretty logical thing to assume that the oldest sets with probably the nice cards in them are gonna do well long term. Bandai is most likely not going to reprint these sets ever again. And it's very clear there's something going on with Bandai and the management behind the One Piece TCG, because Bandai has kind of hurt their reputation from other card games, but for some reason they just got their shit right with One Piece. So it helps really establish confidence and stuff like that. And even looking past the first 5 sets, guys, like Rudy was saying, OP07, OP08, I mean, I would even argue anything below OP12 is already starting to drop below 50% online in terms of finding product. Because OP11, as we know, that's where the gold and silver Luffy is. I mean, OP010 wasn't the greatest set, but then we had OP09, which was fantastic. And, it just kind of goes down the list again of what's good and what's not so good. But regardless, if something like 2 Legends can see a huge drop-off in supply online, it only implies one thing. These are deflationary. These are becoming scarce assets, especially in the One Piece TCG. And I don't think it's hurting anyone to hold on to a couple of these and see where things go. And the other thing too, guys, is obviously the older sets are going to become more expensive as time goes on. There's going to be more risk with those sets as well. I mean, could we see OP05 go above $2,000? Yes, I absolutely can see that happening. Can we see the blue bottom booster boxes go above $10,000? It's possible. I mean, we're already at 6, you know what I mean? But obviously, if you're going to buy a blue bottom, you're not going to get as big of a buck as you would, say, if Kingdoms of Intrigue went to $2,000, because we can see it's around $500 USD. That's 4 extra money. If the blue bottoms went to $10,000, that's only 2 extra money, right? So definitely things to consider, but you also got to consider what's a safer asset to hold on to. The blue bottoms are going to hold their value long term, I really think. So will OP05 and OP09 and all that sort of stuff. And I don't even really want to reflect on anything past OP11 right now, because the sets are just too new, and this was more of a video focusing on the older sets. Because guys, if you're not going to get these things, if you have no intentions to hold on to sealed product, then I guess this video is a waste of your time. I mean, why are you watching this otherwise? But if you're curious and you are considering it, I do think it'd be worth locking in and figuring this out now. I mean, good luck with the blue bottoms, good luck with the white bottoms, but OP02 to OP05, it's still kind of reasonable. You still could probably get away with getting them for a half decent price, okay? And remember, as time moves forward and as we see another leg up in the market, we could very well see these booster boxes double, triple in price. It's really hard to say. Again, none of this is financial advice. It's just speculation. But again, if you look at Pokemon and you just look at the fact that One Piece is still alive and well and still thriving, I think you can kind of make the assumption. So with that being said, guys, I hope this video did provide a bit of insight. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more great content. A video should pop up on the screen. Be sure to click it, and I will see you there.